take one, we're going to do a full run through. All cameras should be sunk on this.
Good morning, Facebook family and friends. Today it is Tuesday, May 15th. The year is 2018. I'm going to do a time warp today. Took a few days off to rest after I had Mother's Day celebration with the time to clean up this house. Had a big party here at the house. My nieces and nephews, my mother, aunt, two aunts, one from my father's side of the family, my cousins from my father's side of the family, my cousins from my mother's side of the family. A lot of people I hadn't seen in a while. I had cousins coming in from Ohio. So it was a nice little family event. I spent a lot of money. Well, it was nice. So we had some fun. We were going to do a fish fry, but we ended up doing barbecue ribs and grilled chicken. I made potato salad. I did turkey burgers. I do some really good turkey burgers. But people were like, wow, these are the best turkey burgers ever. My cousin at first, she was like, I don't want a turkey burger. But she ate my burger. She was like, what is this recipe? And I'm hoping to do a video where I show you all some of my recipes and stuff. So I just need to figure out how I'm going to do it. Because it's a special way I make my turkey burgers. I think everybody could, kind of benefit from. If you like turkey burgers. I love turkey burgers, especially from the grill. All right, so there have been 3 news incidents in the news. In Oakland, California, a family was having a cookout using a barbecue grill when a young white woman decided that this was illegal and against the law, and she called 911 on them, causing a huge scene out in California. I'm not sure what her thoughts were, what she was up to. Something had to be going on in this woman's mind for her to approach this black family out having a cookout in Oakland at this park and call 911. And it turned into this huge scene that was caught on video. I was going to show some of the video, but I've opted not to do that. The next weekend after that, they I don't know why this phone rang like that. I turned it off. But anyway, the next weekend after the incident, a group of people had a huge family event, reunion, block party at the park where the white woman was upset about the black family having a cookout. They came out, cooked out, had a great time, party, laughed, had fun. You can see these videos all over YouTube and various news outlets where this took place. At Yale University, a young black girl was in her dormitory and she fell asleep while studying in a common area. A white student went in there and accused her of not belonging there and proceeded to call 911. And this young black woman student who was a student at the university, had to prove that she deserved to be there. Her identity and all this stuff based upon white folks, this white young lady calling 911 on her. So once again, you have an incident where white folks using the police as guard dogs. And then there's an incident that took place with Bob Marley's daughter out in California. They were leaving an Airbnb and they were loading their luggage up after leaving, spending some time out at this home that they had rented out for a few days, and someone called the police on them and said that they were some black folks throwing luggage in the car. They didn't know what was going on. Of course, the police come out, guns drawn, harassing them. So, all right. White folks have been doing this for years, for centuries. They've always used the police to do their dirty work. If you ever look at any of the lynchings and murders and mayhem that took place, there was always some type of police officer of some sort involved in it. When you look back over the decades, there were many police officers and judges and sheriffs who were involved in the lynching, shooting, and murdering of black people. The police ain't never been on black folks' sides. So white folks know this. They know this. They know the history of this country. Something a lot of us tend to struggle with. So these white folks will pick up the phone and call 911 in attempts to, what they've been doing for years, use the police as their ally against you. Now, we all know that each one of these incidents were racially motivated. There's another video of a young man, a home investor in Memphis, Tennessee. You can Google this one also. He's at a home that he's in the process of buying in Memphis, and the white woman, next door neighbor, comes out yelling and screaming, asking him, why are you here? What are you doing? He ended up calling the police to, because she's acting such a fool. He had to, this is a very interesting video. Even the police had to tell her, ma'am, go in your house and close your door. Racism has not changed in this country. And it never will. Because white people don't have an incentive to change it. Why would you change something that gives you control? You can be a king and a queen. Because all you got to do is pick up the phone, and people are going to come and do and the police or whoever's going to run over there and do your dirty work. To intimidate, harass these black folks. They've been doing this for years. Nothing's going to change. So when I look at these incidents, I'm not shocked by what white folks do. I bought a house in Buckhead, here in Atlanta, Georgia. Put the house under contract. The very next day, and I looked at the house for several weeks because we couldn't make a decision if we wanted this house because it needed a lot of work. It was a home that a builder had renovated, and it needed more work. He did a horrible renovation, so we were going to have to re-renovate this house. And he did the house right after the dot-com collapse in 2001. So I purchased the house right after the dot-com collapse in 2001 and before September 11th. So I was stuck in that middle there. If I had known them motherfuckers was going to knock them building down on September 11th, I would have waited and bought that house after that. I'd have got a better deal. So anyway, the house had been listed at $1 million some, and I got the house for $680,000. It was not a bad house. It was renovated, but it was just horribly renovated. The finishes were incorrect, so we had to rip all that shit out and redo it. This was a massive job on a 5,000 square foot house with all this carpet and tile and hideous shit in here that got to come out of this mess because he just threw the house together because he had ran out of funds. So I'm looking at the house. The white woman across the street comes over and she says, she didn't come on. We were in the backyard. I don't even know how she knew we were back there. I guess she saw cars in the driveway. She didn't know who I was. But she walked her ass over there and said, are you going to cut your grass? Are you going to cut your grass? Now, because I told the story before, but the whole point of this is this woman walked up to two big niggas, contractor, and he covered in dirt and mud because we out there trying to figure out where we going to put this. She don't know who the fuck we are. Could have knocked that heifer across her head and drugged her into that basement. They didn't never found her ass down there. But she felt empowered enough to come over there and approach three big men and raise hell. You don't even know us, honey. And I was very kind to this bitch. I shouldn't have been, but I was. And I walked her white ass right back out that front door and slammed it in her face. And went back to what I was doing. So white folks they feel empowered about certain things. Because see, me and that white woman got into it. I'm sure she'd have did what? Help these big niggers over here! But you done came over and got in my face, husband. You on my property. Well, it wasn't quite my property at the time. So the incident in Memphis was this white trash hezzy. Y'all can Google this situation. There's an investor in Memphis, Tennessee, who was looking at a house. He has the house under contract. He's doing his inspection. This white woman was raising hell over there. And I'm looking at this video thinking, wow, these white folks have really gone insane, but they've always been like this. This is who they are. They've always been like this. There's nothing new about this. And I'm not, look around you. Look at this country. Look what we've been dealing with. Look at the place that we live at. See, sometimes black and white, we kind of lull ourselves in thinking everything's hunky-dory, but it ain't. Many moons ago, in 1998, I purchased a home with a builder. We built the house together in the Old Fourth Ward, which was a horrible neighborhood in Atlanta at the time. When I moved into the Old Fourth Ward, it was gunfire, bullets flying all over the place, drug dealing, all kinds of crazy shit going on over there. I had friends who told me I would never They said they would never come visit me, the old 4th. Earl was hating, Earl loved the house, but he hated the neighborhood. It was filthy. It was trash everywhere. Niggas would throw their mattresses out, trash, filth. It was filthy. Every weekend I had to clean the entire street. Had a pickup truck. I would get some Mexicans and this little black kid, and we would pick up all the trash and go dump it at the dumpster. The people would just throw, there were some vacant homes on my street, they would throw all this trash. So I had to clean, I lived over there, so I had to get this shit up. I couldn't just walk in my house and ignore this trash right there by me. Like a lot of other niggas do. They just walk right by. I don't see that trash. You see all these tires and trash shit. Clean this shit up. So, Old 4th Ward had a homeowners association, a neighborhood association, and they would get together and meet. So the very first time, the builder Byron, who had built the house, said, Walter, make sure you go to the Old 4th Ward Homeowners Association. They were having a meeting tonight. He came by and told me, it's going to be at this side, and it's going to be at this community center, blah, blah, blah. So I said, let me clear my schedule and going up here, because he really wants me to be there. Now, the Old 4th Ward is an all-black neighborhood. I don't see no white folks over there. That's sprinkling of white folks. I walked into this meeting with none but white folks in there. I'm like, okay, well, where is everybody else at? So I said, well, we have the right meetings here. This is the right place. I said, well, who are these white folks? He said, these are the people who live here. They're the people that started this organization. I said, huh? I'm looking at all these white folks and I'm thinking, well, where did they live at? Because I hadn't seen any of these people in that filthy neighborhood. That's how they operate. They were living there. But I didn't see them. All I saw was niggas running up and down the damn street shooting and killing each other. So after the meeting, I was at the meeting, they were talking about some of the stuff that was going on. Something, I can't remember the purpose, what that particular night, what the meeting was about. But I do remember this incident. After the meeting, the president of the association was this white woman. And I walked up to her and I said, hey, my name is Walter Hampton, and I just bought a home on Rankin Street, and blah, blah, blah. And I held up my hand to shake it. She looked at me like, she would not even shake my hand. So I'm 26, 27. I'm like, well, what is going on here? I'm like, okay. And then she's just sitting there looking at me. She was not happy to see my black face in that meeting for them white folks in the Old 4th Ward Homeowners Association in 1998. She was not happy. I brought one of the most expensive houses over there. She'd seen that house. So that's when Byron came walking up and said, oh, this is Walter. And she's just looking at me. She never really acknowledged me. She was trying to scare me away from the meetings. It didn't work, bitch. I was at every motherfucking one of them. White folks are something else. Now, you thought she'd been happy to see me. Oh, no. So I'm used to white folks and they bullshit. I look at these white folks and I'm going about my way. I don't get involved. If I had been doing a cookout and this white bitch came up talking about some, this is illegal, I would have kept on cooking my food. I wouldn't have entertained her and her nonsense. Because see, this is what's going to end up happening is that she's going to get knocked the fuck out. So I would have looked at her ass and kept right on grilling our food and we'd have kept on going about our business. Don't entertain white folks with their bullshit. When that girl was at the Yale College and that girl said, I'm going to call the police, I'd have went on about my damn business and ignored that white bitch. I'm not trying to do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm going to my room. Sometimes you just got to ignore white folks and their bullshit. Now, sometimes you do got to call them out on their shit, though. But all this, the scenes, like, for example, the Airbnb people, they had police pull guns on them and tell them to get out their cars. They never really said who the person was who called 911. Now, the police ain't your friend if you are black in America. It's just the truth. I done talked to enough black police officers who are ignorant as hell, who take their powers as the police. I'm a police officer. They can sit down and shut the fuck up. You are doing their dirty work and you don't even fucking realize it. Every time I talk to somebody who's a police officer, here's the funny part. I've been in Atlanta for 30 years. I've got a lot of friends who were police officers who end up getting fired, arrested, and jailed because they took their job too far. And I knew it was coming because they thought they were Jesus. Arrogant. I'm a police officer. Instead of them going into the police force and changing things, making it better for everyone, they train these police officers like pit bulls to attack who? Me and you. I've seen this stuff. Even in the city of Atlanta. Now, the city of Atlanta pretty much is a fairly lenient police department for the most part. They're fairly lenient when it comes to certain things because they're dealing with some serious ass crimes in the city. They ain't got time to deal with nobody with no damn barbecue grill in no park. They ain't got time for that shit. They dealing with murders and rapes and assaults and all kinds of stuff. But there's still some issues here that are directly race related. That boils down to the training of these police officers. One of the dogs is they waking up, y'all, so I'm going to have to... Let me pause for a minute and take them out because I am not in the mood for cleaning up behind them today. I'll be right back. And I am back. Right, so they're outside, so they might start screaming and hollering in a minute. But I was going to tell you another incident. When Earl and I lived up in Buckhead, we were up there for about a good decade in that house. We were one of the first black families, period, to live in that area. We were on the first. When we moved in there, we were the only black folks, but at the end, when we left, there were a lot of other black folks at the time. But there was an incident where I had this massive dead tree in the front yard that had to be removed. I went through all the proper channels to get the permit and to get the tree removed, called a tree company. The tree was there, it was a huge tree. They had to bring a crane in and some other stuff to remove this dead tree. If the tree had fell, it would have fell in my neighbor's house. So this guy named Murphy, who owns Murphy's restaurant in Virginia Highlands. So anyway, so the tree had to be removed. I went through all the proper protocol, got the permit, called the city arborist out. He came and looked at the tree is dead. He wrote up the thing. He gave me the permit the next day. I got the tree company come out. It was a Saturday. The tree company came out to remove the dead tree. I got up that morning and I said, "I'm going to go get me some breakfast." Because I don't know what was going on, but for some reason I went to get breakfast and I was going to come back. So I remember driving off and I was thinking to myself, I hope they don't, maybe I need to stay here and make sure they don't tear this damn, one of these houses up with this tree and this big crane they have was setting up in the front yard. So I get to the restaurant, get inside, order my food, I'm sitting at the table. When all of a sudden I get a phone call from the guy. He's like, "Hunter, you need to come back home. This is very important. You need to hurry. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this tree done fell on one of these houses. They done tore this shit up. I'm thinking, oh my God. But I was glad it was an insured tree company. There was a licensed insured tree company that I'm like, oh my God, what is going on here? So I grab my food to go. I race back around to the house. It was about 5 minutes away, 5 minutes at the most. As I pull up to the house, my little Mercedes S-Class, I look and I see these white folks. And I see these police officers. So I'm thinking, well, what just happened? So I pull into the driveway, and as I'm getting out of the car, the police officer approaches me and says, "Mr. Hampton," he introduced himself and he said, "There are some concerns about the tree. Do you have a permit to take the tree down?" I said, "Yeah, it's right there taped to the window inside." They couldn't see it. It was taped under my porch. I said, "Yeah, it's taped to the window like I was instructed to do." So he said, "Okay, may I see the permit?" So I said, "Okay." So he walks with me into the house. I open up, turn off the alarm, go inside the house and take the permit down hand. He reads it. He says, "Wait here. Let me go show them the permit." So I sit inside the house and I peek out the window. These crazy, a crowd of white folks going. I'm looking. He walks back out there with the permit. He's standing there talking and talking and talking and talking. So I open up the door and I'm walking to the driver. He said, "Mr. Hampton, I'll be back. I'll be there in 1 second. Just go back inside. I'll be backside." To turn around and went back inside the house. I'm giving the officer the respect. He's asking. He's a very nice officer. He's trying to keep, because he knew that shit was about to explode on that damn street. So I walked back into the house and closed the door. So he came back in, knocked the door. He came back in. He said, "Okay, well, they want to call the city because they want to know it was the arborist correct in his assessment of the tree and that it needs to come down." So I'm thinking it's a Saturday. We have a permit. What is going on here? So the whole time the tree company's standing there like, "We really can't do that." I'm like, "Y'all need to start taking this tree down there." He's like, "Well, it's just the officer's trying to keep the peace." So he's trying to appease these white folks up there on this corner, which the crowd is wrong. So I'm being told to stay inside the house while all this drama's going on in my front yard. So I'm inside the house. Now, any other body would have went out there with a baseball bat, started knocking white folks across their damn head. So I sat on the couch, and matter of fact, I went to the kitchen, turned on TV, started watching some CNN, and looking out the window at them crazy white folks. Put me some coffee on. No, don't get me wrong, I was pissed. But I said, I ain't gonna fuck with the white folks. It's just a Saturday, it's a beautiful day. So finally, after a couple of phone calls, they got in touch with the city arborist. He came over on a Saturday, his day off, to meet with these white folks. Now, mind you, all of the police officers white, The city arborist is right. All white folks gathered outside about this dead ass tree they got to come down. Oh, dead ass. I want to say I forget what kind of tree that was. It was dead. Moss, it was just dead. It didn't need to come down. So he comes out explaining the reason why the tree is deceased and dead. It's coming down. There was still some life in parts of the tree, but he said it's going to spread throughout the tree, and the tree is going to be whatever. So he said the tree had to come down. And they wanted to know, well, when he takes the tree down, is he replanting a tree? They said, well, he has all these other trees around here, so he's met his tree impact thing, so he doesn't have to plant another tree. He's planted all these other trees. Now, I'm sitting up there listening to this stuff because I have to open up the window at this point. And I'm listening to these white folks. They were out there raising, holy hell, they wanted to be happy. Saturday ain't got shit to do. This went on for a couple hours. Now, the whole time, the tree company is standing there like, we thought we'd been finished by now. Seriously, I'm thinking these white folks really ain't got shit to do with their motherfucking time. The whole time we lived up there in Buckhead amongst them white folks, it was hell on earth. See, Earl would ignore their bullshit. I had to deal with these motherfuckers and they crap. Finally, they resolve everything. The tree company can go back to getting the tree removed. Dead ass tree. This happened over and over and over. And every time we went to dig a hole in that front yard, the white folks were out there raising hell. Calling the city, calling this person, calling that, calling this. I thought to myself, they really ain't got shit to do with their damn time. And one day, the city of Atlanta building inspector, home inspector, whatever, saw me in the front yard doing something. This house, raggedy house, it had a lot of work we had to do this damn house. The yard, everything was on an acre of land, had the landscape, put a pool in. It needed work to make it nice. And then white folks didn't like a nigga making it nice. They were jealous and hateful. But I ignored them. I put a big gate up, thing like that. He didn't have a permit for that gate. They always came up there and said, I named the building inspector came out there and said, well, his fence, the gate he installed, sits back 50 feet from the damn front. It's legal. I'm thinking, why y'all so worried about what's going on over here? It just was ridiculous. They had complaint after complaint. So one day, the head building inspector saw me in the yard. And he pulled in there. He was like, are you the owner of this house? I said, yeah. He said, oh. He said, no wonder we getting so many complaints. He said, he said, this house is beautiful. What are they? He said, man, this is beautiful. I'm so proud that you see a brother up here living in such a nice house. He said, now I understand why we getting so many complaints. I was riding by just to see what was going on here. And the house was beautiful. Landscape yard, everything perfect, clean. Nothing was out of order at that house. Other than mean old white folks who didn't like me. Who didn't even know me. Then he came over there and offered me a pound cake. It was funny because one of my workers said, even if they did come over there and give you a pound cake, thank you for the pound cake. Take that shit and throw it in the trash. he had me rolling. Boy, the Hispanics would be working. He said, well, your neighbors. He said, how do you tolerate them? I said, I closed my gates. I had electric gates. I closed my door. And I had a private home on an acre of land. That's why I chose that house. Because I wanted the privacy. Now, I didn't know that my folks were going to be that damn crazy. Now, and I personally don't even know if I would even move into an all-white area like that again to put up with their foolishness. Because they were insane in the membrane. But that's how they operate. That's just who they are. That's how they are. So, anyway, this video is a little bit longer than what I wanted to talk about. But I'll be very honest with you all. And what I learned from that whole experience is that this is just who they are. And if you want to have a peaceful life, you have to ignore the bullshit. And the longer I lived up there in Buckhead in the house, I ignored them white folks. I wouldn't even wave at them. They'd be waving at me. I'd pull into the driveway and walk in my house and close the door. I would close them gates and pull into the garage and close, baby. Hey! And pull them. I look over there at them. Now, you would just accuse me being. There was a lot of shit going on up there with them crazy white folks. Let me tell you, they were not ready. None of them walked over and welcomed me to the neighborhood. Not one of them. Now, I could see if we were up there tearing up the neighborhood. Now, near the end there, we did have a couple parties over there. And I rented out that house, had some parties. Even white folks was upset. I didn't give a fuck at that point. I was like, I'm making some money off my backyard. So, but we've been there for 10 years at that point. Damn near 10 years. So, any old way, white folks are something else. And they're never going to change. This is who they are. This is who they are. And one of the reasons why the country is so messed up and jacked up is because of their behaviors. And they won't admit it. or accepted. It's like living in the United States of America. My wife was like living with an alcoholic who refused to admit he has a drinking problem. White folks are not going to admit they have a racist problem because it's ingrained in their blood and DNA, and it is not going to change. But those are just my thoughts and opinions. I'm sure that there's some great, lovely white folks out there. I ain't met many, but hey, it's still, my life is still young. I mean, I don't have any white friends or anything like that. I have some white people I've met along the way in life. But as for some white folks coming and sit at this table, and like I said, sit in my house and dry. I just had a huge event Sunday. There was a white chick out here who came with some rapper. I don't know who this rapper was. He showed up in some damn Lamborghini. So I don't know who these folks was. But hey, well, I don't really know that many white folks. I know, I have a few clients that I deal with. But as for having white friends and white families and hanging out with them, that's never happened. So not in the 48 years that I've lived here on Earth. But this video is long as hell. If you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. I am about to finish drinking this coffee and get out of here and clean up these dogs outside. I don't know what's going on with these dogs. I'm going outside and clean up behind them. And it's supposed to rain today. But again, today it is Tuesday. The month is Tuesday, May 15th. The year is 2018. I'm out.
Notorious.
This is a take one. We're going to do a full run through. All cameras should be sunk on this